Okay, this is going to be part 2 of the room tour video. My phone actually filled up. I have too many games and pictures and videos on there already, I guess. So I had to empty it out, and that tells me something right there. Maybe you should make a part 2 instead of all one lump video. So we're going to continue off where I left, and I'm going to show you the shelf here. Like I said, I don't have PS4 or Xbox One. I don't even have a Wii U yet, but that's going to come soon. My kids are dying to get a Wii U. I'm dying to get a Wii U. We have a lot of stuff for the Wii U that I picked up on the cheap. So, I usually buy stuff for systems I don't have because I know eventually I'll have that system. So why not get it when it's cheap? Why wait until you can't find it anymore or until it gets expensive because you can't find it anymore? Just pick it up when you can. I do have a PS3 and a regular Xbox 360, the Halo edition, and another Wii. And one thing I did not mention about both Wiis that I have is they have 2 terabyte drives on them, which holds a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's probably why you don't see many Wii games sitting around. Anyways, and then I have my PS2 down here, another modded PS2. This one has a hard drive in it. I have my cable box, yay. My modded Xbox with CoinOps 7, like I said in the previous video. And my component selector, AV selector, which I got that from the same guy I got the GameCube games from for free. I got quite a bit from that guy for free. It was kind of amazing. It was a huge box full of just stuff, random stuff. And he had some Game & Watch stuff too that he wanted to hold on to, and I was, I feel bad because I was a little upset I didn't get the Game & Watch stuff too. Is that wrong? I mean, he gave me so much stuff for free, but I kept thinking about that Game & Watch stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong of me to think that way. I mean, I should be thankful for what I got. All I did was move a TV, and hell, I even kept the TV. So, anyways, so these little boxes down here, anyone who knows X-Arcade knows that these are the connectors for the arcade sticks. And I will show you later in a minute what connects to those. But I have 4 of those hooked up for all 4 players for the Xbox. These doors are empty simply because this stand is the worst stand I could have possibly bought, but it was nice at the time I bought it. These little things hold barely anything. So I'll just keep some extra controllers in there or something. I don't know. Right now I have probably a controller and something. Let's take a look. Yeah, a Wii steering wheel and a 360 controller back there. That's what I keep in that one. And this one's empty. So I should utilize that storage for something, but I don't. Here's my Master Chief. I was going to get him for $50 at Toys R Us, but we held off and we held off and we held off and finally got him for $26 off eBay. So that's what I'm talking about. You wait and you eventually get things way cheaper. What's the point in having it day one? And this is just an example. Obviously, you wouldn't want to get something like this day one, would you? Unless you're a collector of this type of thing. And then my Mario and Luigi remotes. We always intended on getting the Peach and Bowser, I think it was, but we just never got to it. We'll get them eventually. And this charger stand, I heard nothing but bad things about it. The Energizer one. After I picked it up, people saying it died, it didn't last, the batteries don't last very long, too much shelf life it's already had, that when you finally get it home, it doesn't work. I've had this thing for, probably well over 2 years and never had an issue with it. So I guess maybe there was a faulty line of them or something. But it works. And then some of my Disney Infinity figurines, some of them. Okay, let's put it this way. When Amiibo came out, before Amiibo came out, I didn't think twice about the Toys to Life lines, all the toys that they come out with. After Amiibo came out, I started looking at all of them and saying, this looks like a lot of fun. So I started picking up some, and then I picked up more, and then I picked up more. And you'll notice in a second that I went a little overboard, okay? So don't judge me on this one. But if the Amiibo are nice to collect, in my opinion, they don't do a whole lot. And especially since I don't have a Wii U yet, I cannot use them, but I will eventually. I really love the way they look on the shelf. I think they're excellent collector's items, even though they're not worth, tons of money, especially anymore, because they become so common. But I think they look great on a shelf. And Twilight Princess was probably my second favorite Zelda game. So to have that figure was just great. It was awesome. So here's some of my amiibo, and we'll get to the rest in a second. I found these puzzles pretty cheap. They're 3D puzzles. You can't see it on the camera, but they look pretty awesome in the frames. Um, and then I have my controllers over here, 360 controllers, and my PS3 controllers, and some guitars hanging on the wall. My little weird baby that everybody says it's creepy poking out behind the TV like that. A spiral clock, found at Goodwill for a couple bucks. My 5-year-old actually found that. He said, "Look, Daddy, look what I found." And I said, "Oh, awesome, a new toy for me." But he understands. We keep most of that kind of stuff in here so it doesn't get broken. Alright, so let's pan up a little bit here. The reflection's a bit much, sorry about that. But I have my Mario poster, my Mario Kart poster, this Smash Brothers thing that I made out of a Lego one from Walmart. It got taken down, so I got it home. Actually, same friend who got me the Amiibo thing got me this. So, got this home and repurposed it for Smash Brothers, and I think it came out pretty good. I mean, if you look at it with the light off, if you can see it, you can see it reflects well. It looks really nice when you're in the dark room. Um, some of my amiibo, it's mostly the Smash Brothers lineup. Well, it is the Smash Brothers lineup up there. And then I have more, if you look across the top of this, on another crude shelf that I found a spot for, I have more of the Smash Brothers. The only Smash Brothers one that I'm missing that's currently released is Lucina. That's it. I have all the other ones. Most of them are first print. Those I did hunt down. Those I did go to the store and find. And my weird string of lights going across the top. Okay. This little thing up here is like a strobe light. Halloween decorations on sale. Why not pick it up? And what it does is it projects like purple and red and stuff out in a distance, and it's meant to point at the front of your house to make sparkles and stuff. But I put it up here and pointed it down at the floor and the chairs, and it looks really cool and it's not distracting. So I have that up there. I'd like to get actually another one and put it on the other side of different colors. And I'd like to make this room kind of look like an arcade. It's tough when it's so small, but I do the best that I can. And then I have this Mario cutout from another Walmart display, and this Disney Infinity one from another Walmart display. The rest of my Disney Infinity figures, well, most of the rest, there's going to be more, are on the shelf up here. If I put them down low, my kid will destroy them. For some reason, Disney Infinity figures are a bit more breakable than the other ones. I don't know. The strongest ones that I found are Amiibo, but that's only like Jigglypuff is just ready to break off the stand the moment you buy it. But so you got my Disney Infinity collection, and then across the top over here you have my Animal Crossing Amiibo. And I think I have all of them except for just a few. And I don't have the game. I heard a lot of bad things about the game. A game's bad when you don't want to buy it, even for the Amiibo, when you collect Amiibo. I don't know. And then this Pokemon poster I made, it's a bunch of Chrome cards. I glued them to a thing. I don't care about the value of these Pokemon cards. Honestly, I just got a binder of Pokemon cards, and it had about 600 cards in it. None of them were original cards, don't worry. I do know values. It's just, these were all like 2011 and up. And I got this binder of 600 cards for like $5. So I'm just like, you know what? Even if there are some semi-valuable cards in here, I got it for $5. I don't really care about Pokemon cards themselves. So I made this picture, and I think the picture looks really nice. So, that's that. And then I have the Kirby Amiibo. Just recently picked up DDD and Meta Knight because I could not find them anywhere, but I had these two for a long time since they came out. So I got those, and then I have my cable remote. The World of Nintendo Link, and that Link, and the Link Amiibo, some statues from GameStop. I waited, and they went on sale, and I think I paid $70 for both of them, as opposed to the normal price of like $180 or something for both of them. It was pretty cheap. I don't remember prices exactly, but it was pretty cheap, and it was also a Christmas present, so it was nice to get those. I need to get the other ones too. And then moving over, some more of my Amiibo. For those people that don't like Amiibo, sorry, I do. A lot of people do, obviously, and I love the way they look on the shelves. This little rack right here was a spice rack. Whoops, sorry. It was a spice rack we picked up from Target for clearance, and it serves a purpose pretty well of displaying the Amiibo. And I got to pick up the new Mario World ones. See, back to those spinner things. That's why she's a little concerned about that, because we're still buying Amiibo, and we're still buying Skylanders and stuff. The new Skylanders Imaginators just came out, so we're focused on buying that now. Either way, these two pictures in the background of Duck Hunt and Contra, I made those a couple years ago, and that's all hand-drawn and hand-colored and hand-cut and all that. I made them into sort of 3D perspective. You can see it from the side. They kind of poke out from the picture, the duck hunt, and then the grass and all that. It took me a long time to do these two pictures, and then I posted up on Facebook and some gaming groups I'm in, hey, would anybody be interested in these? Maybe I might sell a couple. But then I got to thinking, after all the interest that was expressed in them, and so many people wanted them, I was like, you know what? I am going to be here for months making these things, and who knows? I might get a cease and desist from Nintendo or something, and I didn't want to deal with that, so I just kind of stopped with that, and I just have the ones for myself. So moving down to this area over here, the Skylanders ship, got that on clearance for half price. My Nintendo Power Pad, and that's the second one I have. The other one's in the box over there. Some more Wii U stuff. I have Superchargers for Wii U. I have Disney Infinity 3.0 for the Wii U. Got all that cheap. I played D&D, so here's my dice bucket. And then we got all the Star Wars Disney Infinity, because I love Star Wars. I love it. And so that's one of the main reasons I want to get a Wii U, is to play that on the Wii U. Yes, I know we can get it for the PS3, we can get it for the 360, but I don't want to. I want to step up to the higher res graphics, to the higher quality graphics for this. I want to play Star Wars in high quality. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that till we step up to that. I have this case down here. I'm not going to move Master Chief, but just know that that's full of GameCube and Nintendo 64 and extra Super Nintendo and NES controllers and stuff like that. Just overflow. In case one breaks, I can pull one out. In case 4 people want to play Nintendo 64, I got them in there, whatever. It is covered in Skylander stickers because my 5-year-old loves to look at these stickers. And whenever we get another Skylander that has a sticker, because we get a lot of used ones, but when we get them new or, clearance, whatever, we'll put the sticker on here, and he loves to put the stickers on. So that's a thing for him. A little bit me, too. Alright, so here are the Skylanders that I have. And we got a little bit from each line. Just know that this time last year, we had none. Okay? And GameStop had a deal where it was buy 2, get 3 free. And we just kind of went a little nuts. And you might think, oh, this isn't that bad. There's not that many there. I've seen more. Just give this video a few minutes and you'll see what I'm talking about. We haven't covered the whole room yet, okay? So, GameStop had those for buy two, get three free. So we're coming out of GameStop with 20 of these at a time, twice a week, sometimes. Okay. And then the superchargers go on sale, buy one, get one free at Target. Buy one, get one free at Toys R Us. You know, they're half price at Target. And we're thinking get them before you can't get them. Which is the case for a lot of these figures, a lot of these Skylanders figures. And we really love the Skylanders games. They're a lot of fun, and a lot of people look at them like they're kids' games, which they are to an extent, but at the same time, as an adult, I can tell you, I've sat down many times and enjoyed playing Skylanders because it's such a deep game. There's so much to those games, but I'm not going to advertise for them anymore. Just know that as an adult, you can enjoy Skylanders, and there's nothing wrong with that. So where did I leave off? Oh, and our trap box is almost full. We almost have all of the traps. Almost. They're tough to find, though. And the funny part is we find a lot of them at Walgreens. Of all places, Walgreens. We find them there. This is our extent of Imaginators so far. 2 of the Creation Crystals. That's it. And we only got those because they had games buy 2 get 1 free at Target. And we just picked those up a couple days ago. So we got one of those for free. So like I said, we only buy stuff if it's a deal. If there's buy one, get one free, or so on and so forth. And that was our opportunity. So we got that. We would have got more if we had the money for it. We just didn't have the money at that time. Alright, so these are the arcade sticks I use on the Xbox. These hook up to those plugs on the bottom, so that you can play 4-player games, arcade games, on that Xbox on the big screen TV. As you know, my arcade system is only 2 players. So if I want to play a 4-player game, this gives the opportunity to do that when I have people over. Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, Battle Circuit, which is one of my favorites. You know, things like that. You play 4 players with these sticks. And they work pretty good. And that's all the attachments and hookups and cords and stuff. Excuse me. Now, in the closet right here, just around the corner, I have a Cobalt Flux dance pad. Now, here's the funny part about this dance pad. It was also free from that guy who gave me the other stuff. Geez, what is this thing? I don't remember the price. It was either $300 or $500 or something dollar dance pad. Okay. This thing is about 75 pounds and works fantastic. It feels like the arcade, almost. I adjusted each square a little bit to feel more like the arcade, to elevate the corners, I believe it was, or the arrows. Anyways, it feels like an arcade. I laid out on the floor, played the dance games, and it's fantastic. And it was free. So you can't beat that. Now, I want to find another one, and I'm going to wind up having to pay for it because I want to play 2-player games. So we're going to go into the closet here, and it's kind of dark in here, and it's kind of stuffy, and there's a lot of junk, but I still feel the need to show it to you. I got this Splatoon 1 display from Walmart. The game had just come out. I asked the manager, can I have it? He said, yeah, take it. I don't know. I guess they don't like displays at their store. I'm not going to move that. There's a bunch of Magic cards. I probably got about 20,000 Magic cards. And some board games. Carcassonne, Star Wars card game, Netrunner, Illuminati, Hacker. Just a bunch of random. And then some RPG books, D&D and so forth. Here are my Marvel Universe cards. And I don't ever look at these, but I'll tell you what. It's a good feeling to me to have these Marvel cards because these, let me take one out here. These cards are the same cards, I'm going to put it on the floor, that I had when I was a teenager. They are the original cards, and they're in mint condition. Okay? So I have these sets, and while I don't take them out often, it is a fantastic feeling when you own something that you had when you were a kid and you never thought you'd have again. It really feels good to have that. And a lot of collectors of retro stuff probably understand me more than the average person. is that you may not play it all the time, you may not pick it up and look at it, but just knowing that you have it is a good feeling. Something that you had when you were younger and you lost it or you sold it, or maybe something that you really wanted when you were younger and you were told you couldn't have it by your parents or something like that, or that it was too expensive, and then in the future you own it. It's a really good feeling, and that's the feeling that I get from these cards. And yes, they're just cards, and it might be silly to some people, but that's the feeling I get from these cards, just looking over and seeing them on the shelf and knowing that they're there. It feels pretty good. Anyways, that was my look back on all that, I guess. I have the first 25 Wizard magazines. That's another thing that I enjoy having. And they're all bagged. Most of them are bagged. And I will probably never open them. But same as the cards, just having them is enough for me. Just having them on my shelf and actually knowing that I own them. Sentinels of the Multiverse. I was introduced to this game about a year and a half ago by a friend, and it is fantastic. And I just had to buy it right away. So I got it, all the expansions except for I think the latest one. The last I checked, there might be another one after that. Who knows? But I got most of them. And then Forbidden Island, I actually saw on a board game video from who's the guy from Star Trek? Will Wheaton. He did a board game video for Forbidden Island, and it looked really good, so I picked it up. I have yet to play it though. And Munchkin Legends, Target just had a sale where you buy 2 board games and you get one free, or buy one and get one 50% off or something. So I decided to pick up Munchkin Legends. And then Magic the Gathering. I got this. This was one of the only ones I paid full price for. And I think it was 30 or 40 or something like that. And then this is what I'm talking about. This is why you wait. This is why you utilize that patience. Because a month later we go to Target and they had it marked down to $15. And I was kicking myself. And those are the times when I jump the gun and I buy something because I really want to play it or really want to do it. And then not long afterwards, I'm kicking myself because it was a dumb decision. But I have yet to even play it even. That's the killer part of it. When you buy something at full price and you don't even play it, and then it gets marked down, and you still haven't played it yet, that means you could have bought it when it was marked down, and it wouldn't have made a bit of difference. So that's the part that kills me. So this is one of the rare items that I have in my collection of stuff that I regret purchasing right away like that. And then my board games. My kids love board games. Can we have a family game night? I hear that a lot. So we have tons of board games, and this isn't all. Oh, there's more. Those. So they're stacked up to the ceiling. It's really hard to get them down without a ladder, and we don't have a ladder tall enough. So you can imagine whenever they want to play a game, how I have to climb and try to pull one down. But we have tons of board games, more than we'll probably ever play in our lifetime. Halloween candy, stashed away in the closet, because if I put it where they can reach it, it'll all be gone already. My bank with my change. Same thing, if I put it where they can reach it, it'll be gone. And these are all containers full of games and systems and controllers and switch boxes and plugs and wires and you name it. Just 3 containers full of stuff that I don't have anywhere to put. I have my Saturn in there. I have GameCubes, PS1s, PS2s, my Philips CDI, it's all in there. All this stuff is in there. And one day I'm going to have a basement and actually have room to put up more shelves and more TVs. Until then, it's in boxes. Alright, so coming out of the closet, I have my dartboard there. And there's a funny story about that dartboard. I'll tell you in a minute when I get over to the other dartboard. And my Wii bag and my Halo poster. So, starting at the top of this shelf, we have a completed box Mario Kart Wii, completed box, all this completed box. The Wii, PS3, PS2, PS1, South Park Stick of Truth, a PS TV, and we're going to ignore that. A couple other things to ignore. Call of Duty Ghosts and Aliens Collector's Edition, yeah. So, Xbox 360. Now, You ever play a game? Okay, here's Death Smiles. I love that game. You ever play a game and you love that game? You absolutely love that game, but you're just no good at it. You suck. But you play because you love the game. Well, there's Halo for me. Okay, that sums up Halo for me in just a sentence. I love the game, but I suck at it. So there's my Halo stuff, and then my other World of Nintendo figures, the larger ones, I stack up there. I really wish they weren't so close to the other Xbox stuff. I tried to keep old gen and new gen stuff separate, but it was just kind of hard to do with the amount of old gen stuff is kind of pouring over. And coming down this wall, I have my wall decals of Mega Man, my Genesis poster, skeleton we just got at Target. That's just going to hang there until next Halloween, I guess. My Game Gear in the bag. It was broken when I bought it for $10, and I fixed it, and it works like new now, so that's good. And the thing is like crisp, like the screen, no scratches. The thing is like brand new looking, so that was good. My little Sonic. My Kingdom Hearts key. A tiny story about this Kingdom Hearts key. Our apartment burned down about 4 years ago, maybe now, and we lost everything. And I had a game room at that point, and it had some games and a bunch of little toys and artwork, just kind of like this one, but not quite to this scale. And this was one of the only things that survived the fire. Everything else was ruined. But this survived. So it's got some, I don't know if you can see it with this camera, but it's got some soot on it and stuff still. But that's okay because it means something to me, kind of personal. It was in that fire and it survived. So I put that on display, and that's important to me. It means more than what it really is. Let's just say that. And so I got my extra PS2s, the white PS2. A lot of people tend to look for the white PS2. I don't know why. I got mine for, I think, I like the way it looks, so I was willing to pay it. I think it was $15 or something at a yard sale, and it came with a few extra things in the box. The microphones for Sing It, something like that. And then a flip top PS2. It's got that modded top on it, so it opens up. I don't ever use that because the memory card one is just so much better. Some collector's ones. These are my girlfriend's Skylanders right here. These blue ones. She likes the autism ones, and we got to get the vehicles still. And then some Target exclusive vehicles that my son just couldn't wait to open. He ripped them open, and I did not want to open these because we already have these vehicles, and it was pointless to open them. But he decided to, so I had to seal them back up. Oh well. And on the bottom here, I'm going to crawl. We got my box Dreamcast, a PS1 multi-tap in the box. It's really yellowed box. Vampire Knight, a really good shooter for the PS2. Complete in box. Some overflow on my PS2 games. Whoa, hitting stuff over there. More overflow on my PS2 games. And you'll see why I have overflow on my PS2 games. I had to move something. So I got my PS2 games here. Mostly RPGs. I love RPGs on the PS2. If you have a PS2 and you don't like RPGs, then why do you have a PS2? That's the way I see it. So the next shelf up are more Skylanders. Yay, because you can never have enough of those, right? So I have a lot of them across the shelf. So if this wasn't enough over here, then I have more over here. So yeah, I told you, we went a little overboard. Then you go up the shelf here, I have my regular Xbox games. Now, I don't have a lot, but I do have a lot on my CoinOps drive. So I have 140 something on my CoinOps drive, on the hard drive built in. So if I find these, I find them. And you know, where is it at? A lot of people knock this game, this one right here. Oh, it's a terrible packaging, so don't mind that. But a lot of people knock this game as being one of Rare's worst. But I think it's actually pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. But hey, people have their own opinions. Somewhere around here I have the mod discs for the Halo 2 game. And I like to have a Halo 2 party once in a while. And We throw in the mods and play all that on the modded Xboxes. Because I got like 4 modded Xboxes also in those cases. And they play the burn discs, so yeah. And then I have my Cyber Demon and the Big Daddy from Bioshock. And my 360 collection. It's not huge, but it's not small. I mean, it's enough. I'm trying to collect the essentials. Occasionally I'll get some crap here and there in a bundle, or because it was $1, I'll pick it up. But I'm trying to collect the essentials, and cough, yeah. We won't talk about that again. So, that's the 360 collection. And then my PS3 collection, you know what, I'll pan the 360 collection for those that want to see exactly what type of games I like. Call of Duty not so much, but they were cheap. Let's see, I don't know anything about Time Shift. I hate Samurai Shodown Sen. I'm probably going to get flack for that if anyone heard that on the video, watched it long enough to hear that. And then my PS3 games, 3D Dot Game Heroes, excellent game. Aquapazza, great fighting game. Brutal Legend, underrated game. Disney Universe, just as good as Disney Infinity, even better. Big God of War fan, have not played Heavy Rain yet. Last of Us, best game I have on the PS3. Well, Ni no Kuni is up there with it too, so I don't know if I could say that yet. Of course, the Skylanders games, Twisted Metal, love Twisted Metal. And then that was $1 for that Lara Croft thing at GameStop. I have my PS1 with the LCD screen, and then a bunch of empty PSP cases. There's nothing in there. I got them from Goodwill. They were 50 cents each, so I figured one day I might find PSP games without a case, and I'll just print the artwork, so I picked them up. And my PS1 collection, I don't have very much PS1 games. I don't find very many in my area, unfortunately. And the Final Fantasy games I wound up buying from eBay instead of waiting to find them, because unfortunately with PS1, in my opinion, half the time you're kind of stuck with buying off eBay or from a game store because the discs. If you find it in a garage sale and it's not scratched up, more power to you, but I find that the ones that I find in a garage sale, either the cases are just obliterated, it's missing the instructions, or the disc is scratched up. So, yeah. Moving on to the next shelf, I have my, I gotta wrap this up, it's getting too long. I have my Master System collection, and my 2 Sega CD games, Double Switch and Tomcat Alley. Oh, no, I have more up here. Sophius and Sherlock Holmes and arcade collection, so. My Master System, it doesn't get as much love as it probably should. It was broken when I got it. I just replaced the capacitor, I think it was, and it started working again. So, I got all this in one deal. A bunch of stuff was in there, Nintendo, some Nintendo games, and this, and a Genesis, and just a bunch of stuff all together for like $50. And it included the 3D glasses in the box and all that. That was a pretty happy day for me. That was one of my first big finds, actually, was this stuff. My Genesis collection, there's another stack of games behind that. I just don't have room for the Genesis. There's some good games on the Genesis, but I just don't have room for them, so I kind of cram them in. I should probably get rid of this junk over here, but, yeah. I'm not focused on Genesis that much. Not that I don't love it. I love the X-Men games. I mean, who doesn't love a game where you have to actually reset the system to continue on? That was just awesome when I was a kid. I couldn't believe that they implemented something like that, but yeah. Alright, so my Dreamcast collection, I have those in custom cases. Mainly because the majority of these games that I found were caseless. So they were in a spool, a DVD spool. So, and then some of them are burn discs, like Rez and stuff like that. A few of them that you can't get. I don't know if you can get Rez. I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure that was only underground release or something like that. I just know that I couldn't find it, so I burned it. And then my Saturn orbital controller or whatever it is. Alright, so that pretty much is it. I think I've gone over everything in the room. I don't think there's anything else to point out. My air conditioner, yeah. My curtain rod, no one wants to see that. So, if you have any questions about anything that you've seen, feel free to ask them. And feel free to like the video if you like the room tour. And subscribe, because you get to see more about my arcade machine. And I'm eventually going to start making videos about coin ops and the customizations that I made to coin ops, which is a whole nother can of worms. I mean, I've done marquees and artwork and all kinds of stuff for coin ops. So, yeah, that's about it. And I'm glad that I'm finally getting this video out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.